Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Naptime Builder. The last video was actually, well, I just uploaded my last video. That was where we had gotten to on pulling this motor and doing everything so far. But actually, they got out of order a little bit. The gantry crane was actually the last thing I done, because in this last video I just uploaded. You'll see that the gantry crane is not in the video, so the last thing I did was the gantry crane. I didn't realize I had as much footage as I did, so I was gonna make the motor pull all one video, but you know, whatever. So here we are, back again. I did realize that the computer over there, I do have to pull it, a couple bolts, pull it, that way I can pull those wires through the firewall. I still, the torque bar in the rear, I undid the bolts and took the nuts off of them, but the bolts are so long I couldn't get them up, so I do have to crawl under there and see if I can get those out. Now that that's on the ground back there, I might have to throw a jack up under it to see if I can lift the body up a little bit to get those all the way out. I have no idea why they're going in from the top. They ought to be going in from the bottom. Whatever, it's either here or there. Other than that, those two things. Those two things. I believe, other than those two things, there should be 3 bolts. 3 bolts on each side of the K member that I have to pull out, and then I should be able to pull this front of the car up off of the motor and transmission. So I guess that's what we're trying to do today. Trying to roll this motor and transmission with the front suspension out front of the car. That is the plan. It's another nap time. There's no storms today, so that's a nice positive change. But it is very, very hot. So I guess we'll see what we can do here. And I still got that steering knuckle there. The bolt is out of it. Like I had said in the other video, I'm gonna try slowly when I lift the front end up a little bit. I'm hoping that'll create some take some pressure off of it, and then I can slide that off the rest of the way. I mean, it's only on there like an inch or so. I just couldn't get it that last tiny bit, but there's no bolt or nothing holding it, so it should come out pretty good. I'm hoping that's a pretty good rundown. So let's see what we can do. Get this thing out of here. Alright, so the computer is out from there. It undid the two 10mm bolts. There you go, focus. And then that hole down there to the left is where the grommet was for the wires that I pulled out. They ended up having some kind of little something rigged up on the inside, so they had this red, white, and blue wire going in there too, so I'll have to mess with that crap. Yeah, they had them going to a relay on the inside under the dash. It looked like something that a previous owner had rigged up. So, but got the wiring here all on top of the motor. I do have this one right here, goes down here. And on the left there, it goes down there, and there's a plastic rivet holding it down. And then it looks like I actually forgot to disconnect it down there at the bottom, so I'll have to do that. I was fixing to have to get under the car anyways. There's not really anything, not a whole lot left for me to do up top, so I'm just kind of checking over everything, looking and seeing if I notice anything that is not disconnected. But I do have that plastic grommet or plastic rivet down there, and the disconnect whatever connector that is. And after I do that, I'll go to the back. And after I do that, I'll go to the back under the car and see if I can get them 2 bolts out of that torque bar that I told you I'd already had the nuts off of. And then I guess I'll come back to the front of the car and start undoing some K-member bolts. So we're not far. We're not far. I'm ready to see this thing roll out from under this freaking car today. And you know, all that jazz, whatever. But I just pray that everything works out with this other motor and we can make this happen. So I always got my negative thoughts in there somewhere because I got rough luck every now and then. But yeah, I'm gonna crawl into there, get that connector, undo that plastic clip like I said, go to the back, try to get them 2 bolts out of the cross or the torque bar, and then come up here and get them K-member bolts and see if we can knock this out. Alright, so here we are. I did get those wires undone from the inside of the fender well there and unplugged at the bottom. One went to the top of the starter and the other cut off to a ground, to a body ground. But and I time-lapsed it, but I looked back and all you could see was my fat armpit. So I will save y'all the horror. I'll save you the horror. And so here we are, moving on to the back. I'm about to jack the body up just a little bit and see if I can get those 2 bolts out of there and bump that thing off of the bracket that it goes to. Might need a rubber mallet for that. She's a tight fit. But yeah, I'm gonna jack up the rear body a little bit, see if I can get that. And then once I get that, I'll come up and I rolled a small, like a moving furniture dolly, up under the rear of the transmission with a 2x4 cross. That way I can undo the transmission cross member bolts. And then after I do that, I will move up to the K-member bolts. So we're so close to getting this thing out. I just hope everything goes good. Alright, so I did get that torque tube, torque tube bolts out that I told you like 14 times now that I needed to get them long bolts out of. I got that out, and while I was back there, I was fighting like a whole freaking wasp nest full of wasps with some carb cleaners. So you know, they're pretty mad at me right now. But I think I got them, maybe. But got that. Came up midway here, lowered the car down off of the ramps like I had the front, so my transmission wouldn't drop that far onto that dolly. And I did get those the cross member bolts for the transmission. I did get them out, so the transmission is sitting on the furniture dolly at the moment. It looks like. So there's what we're looking like up in there. Now she's at an angle, she's draining some more, so I got that pan
right behind it there. Probably gonna make a freaking mess, I'm sure. You got a jack up on the front. It's not off the ground. I'm not crazy or nothing, but got some pressure on it.
So now it looks like, I believe there was 6 18mm bolts, 3 on each side on the Cape member, and that ought to be able to lift this thing up. So I guess let's get to it and see what else I forgot to unhook, because ain't that always the case? There's always something. Hopefully it's not a lot of something, but hopefully it'd be nice if I had it. So let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, in this video I about forgot to mention, look at this. Y'all seen this? Y'all didn't see my last video. You need to go watch it. I am very, very curious to see how well my homemade gantry crane works out here. We're about to see here in just a few minutes. So here we are. Roll up on here. Right there's one. On the other side of that, you can see the second one there. I got spider webs all up my daggum face. And then right there. So, is that right? Is that right? That don't seem right. Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? I think it is. So, one. Kind of hard to. 2 and 3 right over there. And bam. That one, not that one. That one right there. I'm sorry. I was having to. My bad. I was trying to stretch my arm over there. It's kind of hard to see exactly, but they're supposed to be 18mm. I checked the other day, but let's check again. Okay, yeah. 18mm. I'm about to take them 3 out on each side, so 6 bolts, and then we'll be ready to see if this gantry crane's gonna work out for us. I'm so nervous. But I mean, I've seen a couple people do it, and it worked great for them, and I feel like mine's built just as strong, if not stronger than some of theirs was. So just cross your fingers for me. Maybe say a little prayer. Alright, so here we are. Cape member bolts are out, transmission cross brace bolts are out. I got that torque tube thing, reducer, whatever, undone, and it's dragging the ground. I got a dolly under the rear of the transmission. The car is down now. I mean, the jack's taking a lot bit of the weight off just because I don't want to completely crush my daggum drain pan under there. It's freaking hot. Trains interrupting my talking. Helicopters just flew over a couple minutes ago. I mean, but I think we're about ready. But I'm nervous because I ain't never done it before. And I built the crane, so why wouldn't I be nervous, you know? So I guess I'm gonna finish taking me a small break and drink me some water, and then we're gonna see about lifting this front end up, I guess. Alright, so here's what we got. Time to get sketchy. Got a strap wrapped around both frame horns. Comes across twice in the middle. So hooked to my chain hoist, which is strapped to my crane. So the jack is out from under it, so it's not taking any of the pressure now. It's all that right there. So I'm gonna put you on time lapse and see how this goes. Alright, so here we are. She's finally loose. I'm nasty as crap. It is hot. I'm sweating. Everything's sticking to me. But she's loose. And as you can tell, she's already raised up a little bit. We're about to finish raising it up. Try to roll that mug out. And then see what our next step is after that. Because after that, I gotta break this engine away from the transmission and break that engine away from that transmission and put this engine with that transmission. And I ain't too worried about putting that one with this one because that one has a blown head gasket and it'll end up getting worked on. So, but yeah, busy. But we're gonna roll that out a little bit, and then I'm gonna get my engine hoist. Well, after I roll that out, I'll set the car back down on some jack stands. That way, it's not just dangling and everything. So, but and then I'll use my engine hoist and all that. So, yeah. Making progress. Let's see what we can get done.
Autobots, roll out! We roll!
All right, so here she is. She's out and she's up. I'm about to lower the front of this car back down on some jack stands. That way she's not just sitting here all sketchy like. But yeah, she's out. She is out for sure. So So I'm about to lower us down. So I'm about to lower us down on some jack stands, like I said, so it ain't sketchy and just hanging around in the air for however long it takes me to get this other motor on here and back in. But what about it? Homemade gantry crane, she works. Did its job, never budged a bit. No flex, nothing. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's get this thing on some jack stands. Alright, so that's it for today in this video. It's the end of another nap time. I'm about to have to go in here and take a shower and get ready for a kid's birthday party. But here we go. She's out. She's on jack stands. Next step, I'll be separating this motor and transmission, separating that motor and transmission, and seeing what all I'm about to swap over to make this happen. And then we do the reverse and stick her back in. But thanks for watching another Nap Time Builder, and I appreciate it. See y'all.